Hey, what's up, everybody? We are Nakama back. This video today, we're going to be talking about how a studio can ruin an anime. Sometimes it's not always the series' fault, the source material. Sometimes it's the studio themselves that can misguide or ruin the series. Today, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to have Shintai start it off. Shintai, bring us in.
Alright, so first thing that comes to mind has to be the Devil May Cry anime, because I was a really big fan of this series, still am, and I was really looking forward to this show. And this was made by Studio Madhouse. They made a lot of good shows, so I first thought that this was going to be really good. And then it turns out that, oh man, there's no fight scenes. And that's the whole thing about Devil May Cry, fight scenes. I think the only thing they got right in that was the music. And honestly, I think that if it was given to a better studio, maybe if they didn't have so much shit on their hands at the time, because Madhouse is always doing a bunch of shit at the same time, it probably would have turned out better.
That's a Madhouse production?
Yeah. That was Madhouse.
Shintai, yeah. I have to tell you something. I agree with you.
Yeah, see, that's an example. I definitely want to say, like, ongoing anime definitely have this problem because the studio, a lot of times, they lack the funds to keep on going with such high quality.
Yeah, but when it's stuff like that, it's not the studio's fault. There's certain things that you have to take into consideration that the studio can't help, and that's just how the anime turns out, and they couldn't really do anything.
Sometimes it'd be one person working on an episode, it can be multiple people working on an episode.
Like, let's say, for example...
And if it's a big studio, it could be like a different fucking animator director, a different director, like every episode.
Two of the most popular anime out there, One Piece and Naruto Shippuden. Naruto Shippuden almost every other week, every third week, I see it in the top 10. One Piece gets like 7 to 8 million viewers each and every episode, right? So they definitely have the success. They have the merchandising. One Piece, like, Japan is One Piece. You go into Japan, you see One Piece. So you go in that.
Where's Bleach?
What? Oh, God.
No.
Yo.
Anyway.
We're not starting that.
No, and then, like, you look, like, for example, with the One Piece anime, it hasn't had that animation that people really want to see, you know. A lot of times the budget is kind of low with certain episodes.
Yeah, that's the thing, though, because Toei is working on, like, what, 5, 6 different series at the same time? But at the same time, it's fucking One Piece, the biggest series, so you would expect that they would do a better job.
Yeah.
But, at the same time, they know it's One Piece, so people are going to watch it anyway, so they don't have to make it that good.
I said when the epic moments happen, the quality goes up.
It does, but at the same time, when you have most of the episodes just really slow and they aren't that good, then it slows down the whole fucking arc, and it ruins how good the manga was.
Quantity over quality, basically, in this situation, because, you know, they obviously have the opportunity to make One Piece every episode amazing, but they'll rather take the cheaper approach to make a big amount of episodes than to make a couple with a lot of money. Like,
so
for instance,
like, away from the artistic value, though, so it's kind of like, yeah, we're a business at the end of the day, so we're just gonna kind of shit on what...
And when you see it's like Anohana or something like that with beautiful animation, a big part of that is because it's that short.
But look at Hunter x Hunter, though. It's like over 100 episodes long, and it's still like...
Madhouse does great.
Yeah, but Madhouse is doing...
Sorry, Shintai.
The one big point is that with these anime, especially the long running, one of the big things that they depend on, because with Japan, they're not big on advertisements, they're more so big on merchandise sales, and the better the quality of the, you know, series and whatnot, better looking, better everything, the more chances people are going to buy it. So with them depending on that, them putting out, let's just say, some of the very, you know, let's say, for example, like the 15 episodes of One Piece straight didn't have really good animation, they had kind of subpar animation. So you're putting that in a box set, less people are going to want to buy that.
Yeah, but the thing with One Piece is there's so much merchandise out there. A lot of people don't even buy the show at all or the manga. They just buy figures. Like, my fucking Japanese teacher used the Tony Chopper stamp when she grades. They have everything One Piece over there.
Just to put a cap over the whole One Piece situation, I guess with One Piece is just basically like a money situation. It's like, well, we have the money to do it, but it's better off to save money because people are going to watch it.
Also the work, too.
Again, it's quantity over quality, the way they do it. So they buy a lot of episodes in lower quality than a couple in super high quality. That's why series like that are shorter get better animation oftentimes than a long-running series like Bleach, Naruto, or One Piece.
Dude, Toei's doing like 5, 6 series at the same fucking time.
Studio Perry, like the whole pain shit, that's like a big example. See, because
with Studio Perriot, you gotta look at it like, first of all, you had like, okay, example, Bleach. Bob Samurai always said it best, that almost felt like HD anime before it was HD.
Yeah.
It just looked absolutely...
Yeah, I don't think it never did.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing, like, Bleach always had beautiful animation, so, and this is handled by the same studio, and I'm pretty sure that Naruto is more popular, more successful than Bleach.
Yeah, and surprisingly, it's getting that type of animation over Naruto, so...
Yeah, so you look at it, and then you look also like a series like Yu Yu Hakusho, and it's like that had, you know, that's one of the most masterpiece shonen out there. Yeah, that's a different time, but same studio nonetheless, and it's like...
You have to remember, though, just because the same studio, that doesn't really
Same, like, the same
mean
directors.
too much, because they change people all the time, even episode to episode, and like Yu Yu Hakusho happened a long time ago, and then to Bleach, and then to Naruto, so a lot of shit changes, and it's all
Bleach
to
and
individual
Naruto
people.
are all at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I think like with Studio Period, it kind of makes me like question some of the decisions they make, because as far as filler goes, most of that can be controlled. It's like they don't want to catch up, so they gotta like.
But how can the filler be more like look better than the canon stuff?
That's a good question in and of itself. It's like, why sometimes do they make those decisions? Those are examples of the studio making bad decisions. It's like, I guess it's mainly with filler, since it's like one guy, he really wants to shine and he knows this is going to be an original story. So it's like, let me put my heart and soul into this instead of like one episode out of the 10.
And on top of that, I think with a lot of the canon episodes, they just make them whenever in mass quantities, whereas with the filler, it's kind of like, oh, we're going to make a filler here, so let's do something special this time.
Yeah, you expect filler to be shit, so if the animation sucks too, you're like, well, this is shit, but they can win you over.
It's pretty
that is true. That is true.
I mean, look at the Chikara arc in Naruto.
Yeah,
that shit looked really good.
that's an exception to the rule, because Chikara, that's probably the best filler in all of.
And they actually advertised Chikara.
No, was it the ostrich?
Oh yeah.
Get the fuck out of the
It was also kind of like an event kind of thing, because with Chikara, they actually kind of advertised it before. It wasn't like out of the blue filler.
They did advertise that.
I want to talk about Gantz, because that series was cut off short and ended on filler, which I actually enjoyed the filler, but the manga obviously takes in a better direction.
The anime dip in quality though, like throughout this series though, with Gantz.
No, dude, I love the anime, except for the ending. But I still enjoyed the ending, but it's not as good.
Yeah,
what I was
the
saying is,
animation.
like, basically, that anime, it's not like the studio's fault that it ended in filler, and like it just isn't as good as the manga. They did everything they could. Some people say they ruined it, but it's not like they didn't actually ruin it. You know, I love the anime.
You're saying basically because they lacked source material to keep on doing the adaptation?
Not source material, but even just funding. But then again, I guess you could say don't even take the series to begin with if you don't have the funds to keep going. But at the same time, you don't know, and you have to plan it out by season. Like, I don't know, you never know how successful something's going to be. You never know if you can continue it. You never know how much it factors in.
Yes, some studios don't know if the animation is going to keep going to a certain point of the manga.
Like, I think most fans of Toriko will even say, even the hardcores, that the manga, you know, they really love the manga, but the anime is totally nothing what they want from, you know, an adaptation. So I guess that's an example of something different, because it's not even necessarily that people say it's because of the animation. It's just because of the approach they took, censoring it, putting in filler characters. And I think that's, again, an example of a studio should know their boundaries when they, like, touching material. Like, yeah, you can do your little touches and whatnot, but don't fuck with the source material too much.
Titan did it good.
They actually added another character into the show.
A reporter. And actually, the mangaka, I guess he felt bad about that or something, that he eventually worked her into the story, Tina. And I guess sometimes it's not always best for the studios to take liberties like that, adding in filler characters. Like,
I can understand if a series, like, starts off strong and then just, like, strays away, but the manga anime, it's sort of like it never intended on following the manga to begin with, right? It was like it started fucking shit up from season 1.
It was pretty much fucked up at episode 17.
It was like having, first of all, chunks of material, like 7-8 chapters in one episode. Ooh. And then after it got to a certain point, they like literally just did whatever the fuck they wanted. Then try to still go back on course so that they could continuing. It's just weird the way they did.
That's a case of, I think they just didn't know how popular it would be and how much they would be able to do, so then they fucked it up early, and now they want to continue it because it was successful, but now it's already too late.
Yeah, but the second season has to kind of like deal with that shit though. It's like,
exactly.
Fucked up,
I'm enjoying the manga anime. That shit's dope.
Sword Art Online. I think that was something as well. I think they didn't realize that it was going to explode like
nah. What they did is like the first 2 episodes were legendary. I felt like, you know, that's the perfect 2 episodes for the start of a series. And then from that point on, it was just a fucking hill down the road. So
no, the first season I think was really good. What they should have done was just dedicate the whole like Sword Art Online arc to one season and not split it up into both arcs. Then they'd have way more time to go through everything.
I personally think, I don't know what happened, but just after the first couple episodes, it just started to decline in quality.
I saw the fucking creators of the show in person, and they explained it. How for the fans, they wanted to jam everything that they possibly could into it because they weren't sure if they'd be
They fucked up in general. For me, I'd say with Sword Art, with the amount of success they had, they could have possibly even adapted 100 episodes just to Ironclad alone.
No, but they already planned it and they already started doing it.
Yeah, that's a case of them fucking up again. It's like they shouldn't have done that. I think that the studio, I guess they just gambled again. Yeah, so pretty much all these problems that we listed for the most part is some of the things that studios can do to kind of fuck up an anime. If they, sometimes they don't spend enough, they spend too much, and they just take these liberties sometimes that really can fuck up a series.
And the moral of the story is read manga.
I think that's part of the problem though, because a lot of the times these mangas aren't finished, and then they gotta get it when it's white hot, and they gotta get it when a lot of people like it, and they don't allow it to finish. And then that's when a lot of the problems happen. It's like, well, we adapted everything. What do we do now? Well, let's make up our own shit.
Yeah, so guys, let us know what you think. If there's any series that you particularly seen that you feel as though the anime wasn't as good as it should have been, or the studio ruined it in general, let us know in the comment section below, and your overall thoughts of this. And as always, people, Attack on Titan anime over manga. Yeah.